You were not born to drift. You were not placed on this earth to wander aimlessly from job to job, habit to habit, year to year, without a clear destination. The greatest tragedy is not failure. It is aimlessness. The clock keeps ticking whether you have a plan or not. And those who fail to choose their purpose are quietly choosing their own defeat. Definiteness of purpose is the starting point of all achievement. It's the foundation beneath every empire, every invention, every fortune. Show me a person with unshakable clarity of purpose, and I'll show you someone the world cannot ignore. Success begins when you say, "Choose what I will do, and nothing will stop me." It's not enough to wish, to dream, or to dabble. A purpose must be definite. You must define it in detail, in writing, in thought, in word, and in action. The man or woman who knows exactly what they want and why has already outrun the masses who waste years chasing nothing at all. Vagueness breeds hesitation. Hesitation invites fear. But purpose makes you bold. Purpose makes you good enough. And once you have it, it must become obsession, not hobby. Not would be nice. It must burn inside you until it wakes you up early, keeps you up late, and makes mediocrity intolerable. It must command your focus, demand your time, and direct your every step. The moment you lock in on that purpose, really lock in, the world begins to bend in your direction. This is the year to declare it, not whisper it, not keep it safe in the back of your mind like a fragile hope. You must grab it, own it, speak it, pursue it with intensity and persistence. Say it out loud. This is my aim. This is what I will accomplish. And every day of this year will be built around it. Indecision is the great destroyer. It is the silent killer of dreams, the invisible wall between potential and reality. Every day that you postpone a decision, you trade progress for paralysis. You delay your destiny for the comfort of uncertainty. And while you hesitate, someone else is moving, boldly, unapologetically, in the direction you keep thinking about. There comes a time in every life when you must stop weighing, stop wondering, stop asking for signs, and decide. Decide with finality. Decide without apology. Decide once and for all who you are and what you are here to do. Success does not respond to the unsure. It yields to the determined. It yields to the determined. The world steps aside for the person who knows where they are going and walks like they mean it. When your mind is made up, the universe takes notice. People feel it. Doors open. Resources show up. But only after you commit without escape routes, without backup plans, without the option to retreat. Half decisions produce half results. You can't dabble your way into greatness. You can't tiptoe toward a life that demands you to leap. You must decide like your future depends on it, because it does. The person who hesitates waits a lifetime. The person who decides moves the world. And let's be clear, real decision is not a statement, it's a shift. It's when your language changes, your actions change, your circle changes. It's when your standards rise and you no longer tolerate the version of yourself that settles. It's when excuses die and execution begins. Make this the year you stop living in a maybe. Rip the word of someday out of your vocabulary. Decide what you want. Decide what you'll give in return. Decide how far you'll go, and then go further. There is no magic more powerful than a made-up mind, no weapon sharper than pure conviction. Faith alone is not enough. The world is full of people who believe, who hope, who visualize, and yet remain stuck in the same place year after year, not because their faith was weak, but because they forgot the second half of the equation. Action. Faith without action is a fantasy, a whisper in the dark that fades by morning. But faith with action, that's the force that moves mountains. That's the engine behind every breakthrough, every invention, every empire built from nothing. Faith says it can be done. Action says, I'm doing it. And the two together say, try and stop me. You don't need to know how everything will happen. You need to believe that it will, and then start moving like it's already unfolding. You don't need every step mapped. You just need to take the first one. In boldness and belief, and with the full power of your will behind it. Most people wait for certainty, for clarity, for perfect timing. But the truth is, clarity comes from motion. Confidence is earned in motion. Opportunity reveals itself in motion. The moment you move, really move, with faith in your bones and action in your hands, life begins to accelerate. This is the year you stop sitting in the stands of your own life. This is the year you stop talking about what could be and start doing what must be. Because when you act from faith, not fear, you enter rare territory. You walk a path most won't dare to walk. You send a signal to the world that you're not just a dreamer, you're a doer. And you'll fail, yes, you'll fall. But so what? Every step forward, even when messy, puts you ahead of those still waiting to feel ready. Action sharpens faith. Faith fuels action. Together they form a cycle of power that builds momentum nothing can touch. So speak your dream out loud. Then take the step. Back your words with movement. Back your vision with sacrifice. Back your belief with daily relentless. Plant your flag in the future you desire, and then move like it's already yours. Because the only kind of faith that changes your life is the kind you act on. Procrastination is a liar. It tells you there's still time. It whispers that tomorrow is just as good as today. And if you listen long enough, it becomes your master, and your future becomes its victim. Understand this: procrastination is not a time problem. It is a discipline problem. It's not about being too busy or not in the mood. It's about whether or not you command yourself. Whether or not you are in control of you. Every time you delay action, you delay success. Every time you put off the hard thing, the necessary thing, the thing that scares you, you trade power for comfort. And comfort is where dreams go to die. You can't negotiate with procrastination. You can't reason with it. You can't work around it. You must kill it with discipline. Ruthless, daily, non-negotiable discipline. The kind that doesn't ask how you feel, it just moves. The kind that gets up before the excuse does. The kind that trains your body and mind like a soldier. Because life is a war, and you're either winning it or losing it. Discipline is the difference between wishing and winning. It is the line between potential and power. It is not motivation. Motivation comes and goes like the wind. Discipline is steady. Discipline shows up when it's raining, when you're tired, when no one's watching. Discipline doesn't wait for permission. It executes. And here's the truth no one likes to admit. You already know what you need to do. You know what habits you should have broken by now. You know what phone call you've been avoiding, what project you keep pushing to next week, what dream you've shoved into the someday folder. But knowing isn't enough. Wanting isn't enough. Even planning isn't enough. You must act, and act with consistency, with force, with grit. Not once, but every day, especially on the days you don't feel like it. Because those are the days that define you. Look around. Because your environment is either fueling your future or feeding your failure. You are not immune to influence. No one is. No one is. The voices you hear, the energy you absorb, the standards you tolerate. They shape your thoughts, your habits, your expectations, and your results. If you surround yourself with average, you will become average, no matter how great your ambition. If you spend your time with doubters, you will start to doubt. If you allow small minds to speak into your big vision, don't be surprised when your vision shrinks to fit their comfort zone. That's not judgment, that's reality. Power is contagious. So is weakness. The most successful men and women in history were not just driven. They were aligned. They deliberately placed themselves in rooms, relationships, and environments that pulled them higher. That demanded more from them. That expected excellence, not excuses. And they cut loose anyone and anything that couldn't keep pace. Because when you're building something massive, you cannot afford to carry dead weight. You cannot waste emotional bandwidth trying to convince people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You cannot keep explaining your vision to people who can't see past Friday night. This is the year you elevate your circle. The year you audit every voice, every friendship, every influence in your life and ask, does this person multiply me or drain me? You want to grow. Then get around growth. You want to win? Then spend time with winners. You want to think bigger? Then walk with giants, even if it means walking alone until they find you. Build a circle of power. A circle that holds you to your highest standard. A circle that challenges your laziness, not comforts it. That claps for your success, not your self-pity. People who are so obsessed with their own mission that being around them makes you step your game up without even trying. And let's be clear, you don't need a crowd. You need a core. Just a few aligned, hungry, focused individuals who sharpen you like steel and remind you daily of who you said you would become. Because when your circle is right, your mindset is right. And when your mindset is right, your results are inevitable. So cut the noise. Burn the bridges that lead back to mediocrity. Seek out the builders, the movers, the ones who think it's normal to be relentless. Make them your environment. Make them your standard. Make them your tribe. Success is not a one-time strike. It's a rhythm, a method, a system of continuous improvement forged in the fire of discipline and hardened by the habit of relentless evaluation. You cannot hit your target if you never stop to check your aim. You cannot grow if you never study your own performance. Every week, every day, you must pull back the curtain and ask the hard questions. Where did I show up strong? Where did I fall short? What must be done better? Starting now, because most people don't fail from lack of ambition. They fail from lack of adjustment. They repeat the same tired strategy, the same broken habits, the same misaligned routines, and expect different results. But results don't come from effort alone. They come from intelligent effort, from action sharpened by reflection, refined by awareness, and repeated with precision. Review is your feedback loop. It is your truth mirror. It shows you exactly where you are. No delusion, no fluff. But it's not enough to review. You must refine. You must correct course without ego. Tear up old plans if they no longer serve you. Replace what's not working. Upgrade your inputs. Elevate your systems. Refine until the gap between who you are and who you're becoming starts to shrink. And then you repeat, not once, not when it's easy, but relentlessly. Because mastery is born in repetition. Champions don't need new plans. They need deeper focus. They do the fundamentals with obsessive consistency. While the average person chases novelty, the achiever doubles down on execution. Every successful life is built on this cycle. Act, assess, adjust. Again, never coasting, never assuming, never letting momentum become complacency. You don't just want progress, you want precision. And precision comes from this practice, this grind, this never-ending loop of excellence. Because if you want to separate yourself from the pack, it won't be in one big moment. It'll be in what you do at the end of every week, at the close of every day, in the quiet moments when no one's watching. That's where the edge is built. That's where the power compounds. You've wasted enough time doubting, enough time delaying, enough time shrinking to fit inside the life you've outgrown. This is not another year to survive. It's the year you rise. This is the line in the sand. This is the moment where you stop rehearsing your potential and start executing it. And you don't need more time. You need more decision. You don't need a perfect plan. You need relentless action. You don't need to wait for the right people. You need to become the right person. Every hour from here forward is a choice. Power or procrastination. Clarity or confusion. Progress or pity. You don't get to repeat this year. You don't get to replay these days, but you do get to rewrite the story starting now. Move in faith. Master discipline. And choose your circle. Measure your growth. And above all else, repeat with fire until your results can no longer be ignored. I didn't know, because the clock is not your friend. Time owes you nothing, but if you own it, if you take it by the throat and fill it with boldness, with strategy, with commitment, it will obey. Don't waste another year. Make this the one you finally become who you were meant to be.